welcome back to The Bright Side. Macy here, The Bright Side Girl, and today we're doing my April TBR. So, still doing TBR videos, even though I do terrible with following them, especially lately. I will not be talking about audiobooks today because I will be having a spring TBL, which is a to be listened to list coming out in hopefully like a week, maybe a little bit less. So I'll be talking about all the audiobooks that I want to listen to for April and May and then part of June in that video. So today we're just going to talk about the things I want to get to physically. So you haven't seen it yet, but I had a somewhat terrible reading month for March as far as physically reading goes. I only read one book. I loved it and it was awesome, and that video should be up next week, my March wrap up. I'm just going to do one wrap up instead of two separate ones because I only read one book. So this is just going to be another catch up month. It's going to be kind of a boring TBR video, but you guys seem to still like them despite the fact that I don't always follow them, so we're gonna just dive right in. First up, I am in the middle of A Court of Mist and Furies. I did read half of that for March, so I want to finish that one, and I also want to get to Court of Wings and Ruin, and also hopefully A Court of Frost and Starlight. These are kind of heftier books. They're taking me a little bit longer to get through, like I'm really enjoying them, but I got distracted with something else that I'll talk to you guys about in a second. So I do want to continue on with the series. I am vlogging the experience very slowly. I am really enjoying it. It's just taking me like a little bit longer because they are kind of larger reads. I would also like to finish Wildcard by Marie Lu because this is part of a duology, and I read Warcross back in February and really enjoyed it, and I just want to see what happens, and I have the second book, so it's a nice little easy wrap up of the series. So this is a virtual reality video game type read, and we have a girl that is a hacker and she's hired to kind of hunt down people inside of a virtual world and learn all this information, and it's really fun. I really loved the first book, so hope I enjoy this one too. I would really like to get to The Grace Year. I'm debating on doing this one on audio, but I talked about this one when I first hauled the book or something like that. So this is very, very strange, and I'm still not sure if I'm gonna like it. My friend Alyssa read it and said that she actually really loved it and read it super fast, and we tend to have somewhat similar reading tastes, so that was more encouraging, so I kind of bumped this one up on my list. So this is, I don't remember what time period this is set in, but there are girls, and basically when they become of age and become women, they set off like certain scents and pheromones that are like so intense that they lure like married men out of their beds and like all this kind of stuff. So they send these girls to an island for a grace year until their like magical slash pheromone powers can wear off. And then I think there's like islandy things that happen. I think it's an island, I'm not sure. It could go one way or the other, but I'm definitely going to give it a shot. I read The Jewel in March, which I'm really excited for you guys to hear me talk about that. It was the only book I read in March, and I loved it. And it is part of a dystopian trilogy that's kind of got Handmaid's Tale, Hunger Games, and Selection vibes. So there are royalty in this world, and the royalty cannot bear children anymore. Nobody really knows why. And they buy young girls from poorer areas, and they are surrogate. And they kind of like keep them as pets, and they have their babies for them, and then just a whole bunch of other dystopian goodness happens. I really liked the first book. I am in the middle of White Rose. I'm reading them super fast, so I want to read White Rose, which is the second one, and Black Key, which is the third one, and this will kind of wrap up the whole trilogy, and it's awesome because I've been wanting to get to these for a while because I have the entire trilogy, and I am super excited about it, so hopefully I love these. And I really like the first book, and I'm enjoying the second one quite a bit, and I can't wait to talk about this more, and I'll let you guys know in my wrap-up, which will be out next week. So that's all I'm going to say for now for April, so stay tuned for that spring TBL, and also for the wrap-up where I talk about some of these things I've already started. Not super exciting. I do not have any extra time, unlike a lot of you, which is sad but also good. I pretty much work mostly from home, and I'm able to still do that. I garden, I film videos, I clean my house, I take care of my dog, I do a lot of cooking and all that kind of stuff. So really my life hasn't changed as far as being in shelter in place and all that kind of stuff. So unfortunately I don't have a lot of extra time to read, but I am really grateful that I am kind of appreciative of all the things I kind of have in place just for my everyday life, that I have the garden, that I have books to read, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not able to go out and like physically book hunt, which I did do a couple times a week, but other than that, I don't really have any extra time, so I have not been reading more at all. So I hope that you guys are. Let me know what you guys are reading, if you're reading more, if you're like using this time to kind of tackle that TBR. It's a great time to do that. It also gives you escapism and kind of some stress relief. I found that even with the dystopian books, it was still kind of like taking me out of the stress of everything, which is really interesting because they're stressful, but like other people's stress in the books don't bother me. I don't know. So anyway, let me know how you guys are doing and just checking in, and I've got a lot of content coming out, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys next time on The Bright Side. Bye!